If we think of the whole of our cosmos as one huge center of energy, and consider that this center must also be part of something greater, then we can begin to appreciate what is meant by the black and white hole. We are told that in the beginning there was darkness, and then light appeared, and so in the beginning there was this black hole, and when light manifested, the latter started the long process of evolution. When we go back into the period when matter was still not aware of itself at the beginning of creation, we find that we have a region through which we can pass, and where within it is what I call the cosmic center of all creation. We are really only a small fraction of the whole. Some people speak figuratively of a gigantic man, and that we are only a part of him. For some people it is easier to imagine the Creator in human form, and in that way they feel linked with something more like ourselves. However, God has many ways of expressing himself, and we are only one of his ways. We too have expressed ourselves in different ways many times, and are on our own spiral of evolution. If we think of evolution, we begin to realize that from the microcosm to the macrocosm consists of smaller and larger centers of energy. If we explore the sky, we find that it is composed of innumerable types of energies. We do not realize that the whole of the cosmos possesses a kind of nervous system, and that the planets are attracted to each other in various ways. And therefore something happening on a far distant planet affects the whole in the same way that something happening in one part of the body will affect the whole body. Like electrons, some planets do make wider circles. Some planets are heavier, like the proton. There are also in the sky black and white holes, and we begin to realize that our knowledge of the cosmos is only at its beginning. I think, therefore, that unless we also take into consideration that centers of energy in the sky are on various levels of awareness, then we cannot begin to realize that we are affected on those various levels according to our spiritual progress. As everything is interlinked, we can begin to sense that if we explore the atom, we shall learn a lot about the cosmos. In meditation, we are concerned with the active, passive, and neuter element, corresponding to the electron, proton, and neutron in the structure of the atom. We have in our body main centers of energy. We also have auxiliary centers of energy. We have acupuncture points and millions of tiny points all over the surface of the skin. And in fact, we have a second nervous system corresponding to and responding to the cosmos. There are different levels in the system. The chakras have interpenetrating levels, and each of those levels links to higher levels. Right from the beginning of time, we have had the ability to be gods, so to speak. At some periods in evolution, that reality has come closer, only to be destroyed and having to be built up again. Our mistakes and consequent suffering have also made it possible for important changes to take part in our consciousness in all fields. Gradually, we are beginning to sense that perhaps without consciously realizing it, we are always forming centers or groups of some kind that radiate energy. If we study animals and their movements, we observe that some of them leave smell behind and outline territories for their group, and sometimes form certain patterns of energy as a group. In the same way that stronger members in the group take part in the group consciousness, so every system of energy cannot exist unless there is a coordinating part to it, and so all centers of energy have a stronger point of energy in them.